The last 2 weeks, we covered Claude in general and Claude Cowork and how to set it up so that it works for you. This week, the last piece, Claude Code. You'll probably never install this one on your own laptop. It's a developer tool, and business owners aren't or shouldn't be developers. I know some of you are, but you're the outliers. So a video about Claude Code for business owners? Why? Because the way your IT vendor or your developer or your internal team uses Claude Code is quietly changing the size and the price and the options for the custom work that you can actually get built for your business. Claude Code is what Anthropic calls an agentic coding tool. The plain English version of that is it's an assistant that lives inside a developer's terminal, can read, write code, read, write files, run commands, search the web. It can call other tools with permission gates at every step. A developer hands it a task in English, like look at this CSV file, find the duplicates, write me a script that flags them. And then it does the work step by step with the human reviewing each piece. The marketing sometimes makes it sound like it's a no-code platform, but it isn't. It still needs somebody who can read code, evaluate what was written, and decide whether what is written is safe to ship. Anthropic pitches Claude Code as the tool that gives one strong developer the output of 10.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
And having used it, it does do that. It does not turn a non-developer into a developer.
The key to success is developers, 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 developers.
So why do you care if you're not the one that's going to use it? Because of what Claude Code does to the economics of custom development work. The internal tools and the data integrations and the small automations that used to get quoted at $12,000 and 12 weeks are increasingly being quoted at $4,000 and 3 weeks. It's the same scope, it's the same scrutiny, it's much less developer time. And that means a lot more businesses can finally afford to have that report or that integration built that they've been writing off for years. The math never used to make sense. Claude Code collapses a chunk of that middle by shrinking the build and the test hours. Documentation gets faster too, because the tool can draft the runbook while it's writing the thing that it's documenting. So 5 categories of work that used to be too expensive and now kind of aren't. First is small data integrations. Maybe a nightly job that pulls a CSV out of one system and transforms it and then pushes it into another. The kind of work that used to live in a staff member's Tuesday morning, but now can be easily automated. Number 2 is custom reports. The report that your billing software or practice management system doesn't quite produce the way you actually need it. Live data, scheduled refresh in your inbox Monday morning, pretty easy for Claude Code. Number 3 is workflow automations. New tickets get classified and routed. New invoices get categorized. Emails to a shared inbox get a draft reply waiting for a human to send. Number 4 is internal mini apps. Booking form, a quote calculator, an inventory checker, the small custom tools that used to be a nice to have because the build cost was so prohibitive. And number 5 is documentation, runbooks and onboarding guides, internal standard operating procedures drafted in your business voice. Hey, if you're finding this helpful, take a second to hit the subscribe button. Next week, we're going to dig into Claude Design, which is an incredible tool for branding and marketing. And it is the last video in our Claude series. The first 3 are already up on the channel. Now, you don't run Claude Code. Please, if you're a business owner, you've got better things to do. But you ask better questions than the people who do. If you've got a freelance developer or a small dev shop or a scripting resource internally who builds custom work for your business, 3 questions to put to them in your next chat. Number 1, are you using AI coding tools like Claude Code, Cursor, or GitHub Copilot? And how is that changing what you can deliver for us? If the answer is, well, we're not using that stuff, then that's a flag.
That's a red flag.
Because anyone billing for custom development work in 2026 should have one of those tools in their workflow. Number 2, if we wanted a custom integration between tool A And tool B, what would the quote and the timeline look like today versus a year ago? The answer should be meaningfully faster and cheaper. If it's not, ask why. The tooling is either not being used or it's being used to pad someone's margin instead of lower your bill. Number 3, what happens to the custom work if we stop working with you? The answer should be a written runbook, source code in a repository that you can access, and the option to take it with you. AI made documentation cheaper to produce. There's no excuse for not having it. Worth a beat here because owners are starting to ask the question. Microsoft and Anthropic aren't in the same kind of partnership that Microsoft has with OpenAI. That one is much deeper and the investment in the integration much tighter, but the two are working more closely together. Claude is available on Microsoft's Azure AI Foundry for selective enterprise customers, and there are signs that Microsoft is moving towards multifaceted model where you can pick the tool for the task, so to speak. Claude is already available in Copilot. At the time of recording this, the smart move is to stay within the Microsoft ecosystem for your day-to-day apps like Outlook, Word, Excel, Teams. Claude now has a plugin for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint as well, and those are really quite good. Some tasks run better on Claude, some on GPT. Microsoft is increasingly comfortable with that because they make money on the seat regardless. So is Anthropic. Your only job as an owner is to make sure you're not getting locked into one model for reasons that don't actually matter to your business. 2 things I'll warn you about. The first is overpromise. AI coding tools are good. They're not magic. Anyone telling you we'll build that in a day with AI without doing this scoping work first is selling you a future support nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
Custom work still needs design, review, and testing. AI just speeds up the writing. The second is accountability. When the integration that connects your billing system and your accounting software breaks at 2 a.m. on the day that the books close, who's on the hook? Well, your developer is. Make sure that's in writing. The fact that an AI helped them write the code doesn't change the support contract. If you have a developer, put those 3 questions on the agenda for your next conversation. Be specific about which integration or report you'd love to see built. If you don't have a developer, this might be the moment to start looking. Popular sites for hiring for small projects like Upwork, Fiverr, and Contra are a good place to start. The custom work that's been priced out of reach for you for years is becoming affordable, and the businesses that capture that value first will have a real edge. In this ever-changing IT landscape, be adaptive. We'll see you next time.